christened Alexandrina Victoria. However, she was formally addressed as Her Royal Highness Princess Victoria of Kent from the time of her birth.
She was the granddaughter of King George III.
She was born in Kensington Palace in London on May 24, 1819. Her bloodline was almost completely German. Victoria was the daughter of Edward, the Duke of Kent, and Princess Victoria of Saxe-Coburg. Her father died when she was 8 months old, leaving her in the care of her overprotective mother. She had a very boring childhood because her mother was so overprotective, and her mother wouldn't let Victoria go to any of the parties or events that were held for her uncles, who were the kings at the time. And she wasn't allowed to be in a room by herself. She was always with somebody. She was never alone. Her mother was just very, very overprotective. Well, I wouldn't say I'm a very overprotective mother. I think I give very big Victoria. I think I give her quite a bit of leeway on most of the things. I don't think I'm an overprotective. In 1837, she was just barely 18, and then she was coronated. And at the time, England had the general public of England had a very low respect for the throne, and Queen Victoria did not want to listen to her mother anymore because she was queen and she had power, and she did not want to be under any more influence of her mother.
She started a whole new culture, which is where we got the name Victoria.
She wouldn't let any doctor see above her ankle. What seems to be the problem?
I got a pang in my knee.
Well, let's take a look at it.
No. You can't look at it.
Or below her chin. Why not?
Because it's not right. You can't touch it.
Why not?
It's not right. It's not decent. You can't look at it. Because of her secluded childhood, she was very close-minded and very prejudiced, and when she became queen, she thought she could do anything she wanted, but she quickly had to learn that she could not. She had no control over politics because the Reform Act of 1832 had made it so the legislative authority was in the House of the Lords, and that was in a cabinet formed of members of the House of Commons, and since they were all men, they thought she was a woman, so she didn't need to do anything. She became allies with Lord Melbourne, who was member of the House of the Lords, and they were good friends and they worked well together. Victoria married Prince Albert of Saxe-Coburg in February 10th, 1840. In the Victorian ages, things were so stiff between men and women that a man would marry a woman for business and have a mistress on the side, but with Victoria and Albert, that wasn't the case. They were actually in love with each other, and it was really strange, but it was good because no one did that, and they did. Queen Victoria helped the people in the industrial England get clean food and shelter and clothing.
She was the queen of the British Empire, which meant that she was also queen of countries all around the world. She ruled Canada and declared that every slave that came into Canada would be free.
She was very against slavery. She had a chat with the author of Uncle Tom's Cabin, Harriet Beecher Stowe, and it had a great effect on her.
Queen Victoria increased the size of the British Empire greatly. Victoria had 9 children. Victoria, Edward, Helena, Alice, Alfred, Louise, Alyssa, Leopold, and Beatrice. Her son, Prince Edward, was a suspect in the Jack the Ripper case.
When Queen Victoria's husband Albert died in 1861, she was very sad and she wore black every day until she died.
Dude, after Queen Victoria's husband died, she was all totally emo. She wore all tons of black.
She died January 22nd, 1901, in her palace in Osborne when she was 81. The country was very sad and depressed when she died because she was such a big part to their country. Queen Victoria reigned for exactly 63 years, 7 months, and 2 days, making her the longest reigning monarch in the history of the United Kingdom. Little puppy, look how cute.
Double somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna do this one this time.
I don't cry knife.